You good to go?
Good.
Okay, thank you. All right, so let's open the meeting for the Facein Select Board for Tuesday, January 14th, 2025 at 6 p.m. at the Robert Vassar Town Hall. The first item on the agenda is to approve the Select Board minutes of December 30th, 2024. Ron and I are here to do that. Mike will be joining us in a couple of minutes, so we have a motion to approve?
I'll make motion to approve that.
And I will second that, so we're all in favor. Next item.
Hold on, I need your signature.
Oh, sure. Don't move on too fast. I have been known to leave without signing these things, you know, so that's probably why my reputation preceded me.
It got passed on. Uh-oh.
Oh, no, she's the new radar. Okay, next one, approve budget meeting minutes from January 6th, 2025. That was our budget meeting,
So moved.
and I will second that, so we're all in favor, and I will sign that. Very good detail on that, by the way, you know, I guess in the scheme of things, we don't have to provide that much detail, but what, if we ever have to go back and look at what was discussed?
Right, kind of nice to be able to.
Yeah, I think that's better to have the details, so thank you for that. We don't have any members of the public here, so I'm guessing no public comments, unless Maddie, you want to say anything? Welcome to the new Mad River Valley TV camera person, Maddie. This is Ron, Josh, who you probably see at most of the meeting, and myself and Maddie, who you've already met. Okay, let's move on to item
skipped-
number 5, which
You
is,
skipped one about additions and
Yeah.
deletions, which we have.
oh, additions and deletions, I'm sorry.
We have some, right?
Yeah,
Yes, we do, so thank you for catching me on that one. We want to add a few excess weight permits.
yep,
And then also, Lisa Loomis had sent us an email about some charts that she saw at the Harvard school board meeting that reflected Facein getting a higher tax rate than the other valley towns. So I just wanted to, you know, recognize the email and for us to talk about it, see what our thoughts are, and we can add that in as other business.
I brought a copy of that too.
Excellent, okay.
and then we're deleting, Mad River Planning.
Deleting Mad River Valley Annual Data Report. Sam is ill again tonight, so he was not able to make it, so we'll reschedule him to come in and do the data report at some future meeting. Next is the road foreman update. Joshua, you're on.
Just been chasing snowflakes, got little dustings to an inch pretty much every day over the last couple weeks. So every morning we're out there cleaning them up, getting the bus through, getting people up to the mountain, salting roads, sanding roads. Fixing issues as they come up, whether something breaks or just needs maintenance. That's pretty much about it as far as what we've been up to.
Been coming to the office.
Been going to the office, talking to Maddie and Sarah, FEMA questions and trying to figure all that stuff out.
Yeah,
Making sure they don't want to do site visits this time of year because you can't see anything, ditches are full of snow.
yeah,
You might not have the time.
Well, yeah, I can't guarantee time to get away to do that and visually it's not gonna work.
yeah.
Are we, in our spare time this winter, we're gonna try to come up with a schedule and a plan, right? To finish the FEMA work?
Yeah, so
and
Sarah's
whatever
kind of working on
projects
like,
we have.
once we find out, like. With submitting stuff like if for roads being 100% complete, if we're gonna get paid sooner than later kind of thing. So yes, once we kind of get a deadline of like, hey, we should finish this first next
Mhm.
spring, just because we'll get some money.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's still kind of a ways out, just because we're still like in the process.
They let you plan on the amount of gravel you want, McCullough? Like if you told them, in the spring you want to start trucking gravel. Get on the
I
list?
don't know if I can lock in an amount with them, cause it's pretty much first come, first serve.
That's what we'd wanna do again, is get it trucked in, right?
I'd probably haul it out of Northeast,
Or wherever.
and we do have to discuss crushing gravel in our pit for some of the secondary roads as well this year. Crush some gravel and sand, hopefully all at once, but
Mhm.
I'm
that's
just thinking
6
like
weeks.
being prepared when we have the time to actually. Put the gravel down rather than saying, oh, we're gonna do this, let's go get the gravel.
Right,
Yeah, I
right.
mean, we had trucks stockpiling at the town shed when we had it hauled here. Cause having the trucks dump it on the roads,
Oh,
On
didn't
site,
work,
it
didn't
just-
work. Wouldn't
yeah.
work, yeah.
um,
No, that's what I'm saying, stockpiling again.
Yeah.
So we're ready to go.
yeah, I mean, that would be ideal, but there is a lot of, some other things to get done as well, culverts that need to be changed.
Yeah, but we got a big ticket out there for. Dunbar Hill, that we can't get paid at all.
Well, that's a lot of ditch work, stone lining,
What, did we decide the stone lining didn't have to be done for FEMA?
it was there prior to the washout.
That one has to be.
So I
So
thought
we
I
have to
heard
put it
something.
back.
Smith Road, because it wasn't, didn't have ditch
Right,
lining
What,
before.
what one?
Smith.
Smith.
Oh, Smith, okay.
but
But-
Dunbar Hill, I mean, we gotta stabilize a few banks and there's some issue trees that we can't touch and
Yeah,
stuff to go through A&R.
yeah. Cause there are any trees that are showing roots, they can't just cut them down.
There might be bats in them.
Yeah, no, often honestly,
Oh, boy.
trees aren't necessarily a bad thing on a bank.
Well, when they're 3/4 exposed, the root ball,
Yeah,
they could wind up in the road.
Yeah,
see, we still got a pile at the bottom there, right?
Yeah, all the debris that was there is still there. We prioritize getting the road back before cleaning up the mess, so we still have that mess on the right side going up the hill that needs to be
Hey, Mike.
taken care of.
but will you need any more of the better quality gravel to finish off like you needed for Dunbar Hill? We need any more of that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there will be some there, and a few other roads as well that need to have some top coat material put on them.
yeah,
Like, we're just talking about being prepared for the spring on Dunbar Hill, so when the time comes.
We can get it.
Get
FEMA
it
done.
100%, get our FEMA money back, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I would say, in my opinion, I mean, your job or road foreman, but that's a priority, money wise for the town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Yeah.
cost us if we don't get it.
Yeah. So anything else? No trucks breaking down? No, everything's running?
Anybody been stuck lately?
Not lately,
Oh, good.
everything's been going pretty smooth, but we haven't really had a whole lot. I mean, we're using a lot of material, but
It's been here and there, yeah.
it's just
Consistent, yeah.
little bits of snow every night, every day. Yeah, not even, it's like a dusting to one.
Well, you know, I went up to Slide Brook this morning, I was shocked, there was like 6 inches of snow up there in Black Bear Pass.
Oh, wow.
It's usually about the same around Mike's and mine, in Black Bear, but this time it was like.
They probably have a snow gun tip over.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know, I was shocked, it was fluffy, but it was.
Yeah, no, that was the only spot. I mean, up on number 9 over there, it was just a dusting. Once you headed up German Flats past. I mean, even up on Mount Ellen, that, once you got closer to the mountain and higher up, there was quite a bit more snow.
Yeah, they're talking more tonight, right? 48 I saw.
Yeah,
Some
that's
places.
kind of north of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, Jay Peak's supposed to get a foot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll see what we get.
yeah, yeah.
No. There's too much going on.
And how's Adam doing?
Great.
Yeah,
Doing really good.
liking the job and,
Yeah, as far as I can tell, he seems to really like it, you know, he's. Learning a little bit more every day, so
that's good,
moving forward,
that's good.
What route does he plow?
my old one, center
Yeah,
faced and
He's
Randall
slowed-
Road.
he's slowed down since the first time through.
Yeah,
No, I can tell, I thought it was him.
Yeah, And then Stuart's last day is a week from tomorrow, right? 22nd?
Week from
22nd.
22nd.
Yeah.
Monday, right? So it's a Wednesday, yeah.
It's a Wednesday, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so I did talk to him today, so,
Yeah, I gave him your number, he didn't have it.
okay, thank you for that.
Even though you got your number.
So, he doesn't want anything naturally to, as a send off, so, I don't know, I told him I've got, treatment on Wednesday now, so. I'm gonna try to stop by on Tuesday and just say goodbye, but he doesn't want anything formal done, so. So anyway. Anything else you want to report?
No,
Okay,
everything's going pretty smooth right now.
good, okay. All right, so let's move on to private road naming. E911 requirements, and this relates to the email that Jason Wilson had sent us, looking for a name for a new road. Well, actually, it's gonna come off of an existing road. But I guess it's a requirement, Matty, he was saying, right,
Yeah.
that they have, because of the number of houses, they have a road name. So did you all see this? You all get a chance to take a look at it? This is the only copy?
I thought it was only copy, but
Okay, so the property owners gave a list of potential names. They suggested Sugar Hollow, Catamount Way, Moose Pond Way, and Bear Hollow Road. Jason thought the first two could be difficult because they were similar to other road names in town. So it was down to Moose Ponds Way and Bear Hollow Road. And Jason thinks Bear Hollow Road has a better chance of flying. There's one other road called Black Bear Pass, but he thinks this would be unique enough to separate it from any confusion for a road crew or anybody
Right.
else.
We asked Josh to chime in, he had a different twist on it.
Well, the longer the sign is, if
Yeah,
it's too long, you
exactly.
need two posts and double the hardware and, cause you still have to add PVT to that as well. You
Yeah.
can't just, yeah. You
Yeah.
can't just say road, it has to have the PVT.
Well, maybe we could call it Little Bear Hollow Road. So I don't know if we need to officially vote on that last one, but maybe just to be safe, we could, to allow them to use Bear Hollow Road as the road name. You good with that, Josh?
Yeah, I'm good with it.
I'm good with that.
All right, I'll make a motion that we accept that one. You have a second? Second. Mike seconds, all in favor? Aye, okay, so it's Bear Hollow Road.
perfect.
Sounds like a nice name.
What?
Want to get into the details?
We have some big ones up on Black.
All right, next item, we had talked about this briefly, as a matter of fact, Maddie had come up with the idea of a town YouTube channel for meeting recordings, a single place that we could put all of our town recordings for all the boards, right?
So I mean, I guess the other boards would have to like agree to be put, or maybe you guys could tell them that they had to put them all there. I don't really know how that would work. It's more just like the Board of Abatement and stuff. During the day, we usually have those meetings, and in the past, Matter TV hasn't been able to come to them, so
Right.
it was kind of just a way. Like I saw the school board advertises that they do Matter for TV and YouTube channel, so you
Yeah.
can like go back and look.
Yeah.
So just an idea, no comment, like you can make it so that no
Like,
comment,
how does it work? Is it just stored in the cloud?
yeah,
Is it there forever?
yeah. So ultimately too, like like if Matter of Our TV isn't here, we download the link and send it over to them. And like I said before, like that link expires, after, because Zoom only has so much storage.
Yeah.
And then, which we could download it to our server here, but then that's holding up a bunch of space too,
Right.
where like YouTube kind of like takes that and is the storage.
Is that something that Metro TV could access as well too, to put on there?
Yeah,
Because sometimes they take our Zoom, right?
right.
If you don't, like,
Yeah, so like ultimately I would still send them the Zoom probably, just because I think he might change, like, I don't know their storage. I guess I could ask them, would he rather the full download so that it never went away? or the Zoom link. It's just like, we can't send the full download, I think, email, because it's too big.
Mhm.
Like,
So that's
this-
why I think he does the,
Is this always the Zoom link right here? Like, if I
um,
want to watch this meeting.
yes,
you-
for
you-
select
you
board.
Just go log into this and it's a recording.
Yes, you could go back and see, for a certain amount of time, because we don't keep them all on our Zoom forever, because we only have so much storage and everybody uses them. But that is like, so if you were at home, you could log in, the meeting ID and the passcode, and we keep it the same. It'd be like after, it's not like anyone's gonna watch it like live on YouTube, it would be like the next day I would post it, and it would just make it so that they're all in one place.
Mhm.
Because of open meeting law, we have to have the recording for 30 days after the minutes are approved, which is a little bit confusing because some meetings we don't have, like select board's fine, but some other boards only have one meeting a month, and so it's, so that link could be expired.
60 days because we didn't approve some of the
Yeah.
minutes until the meeting's late. or
Right.
something like that,
Yeah,
Yeah,
so just like the Zoom link doesn't last as long,
yeah,
and it's just like storage that we don't have,
yeah.
I guess, so YouTube kind of takes that.
No, but with YouTube, what's their like privacy
Yeah, I mean,
aspect? Like,
we
can they just use any of those images and?
yeah, I
turn
mean, I
into
guess we
AI
could,
model?
right, I
That
mean,
stuff?
I don't really know all of that part, I mean, I guess it's like, it's only our channel. I just like looked at like what the school board
Yeah.
has, and so I don't,
The Harwood School Board.
Yeah.
Unified, yeah.
yeah,
And that's what they're using?
yeah, and they just, I mean, you block it so that nobody can communicate via it, so like no comments, so like, people
Yeah.
aren't asking questions,
Or
and no one's
saying
responding to
anything
them or
crazy.
And
something.
you can't tag it or anything.
Right,
Yeah.
Is there a cost? or
we
something?
already actually have it, because we had to have it for like Google, so it's
Oh.
just more that nothing's uploaded on it.
Okay,
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, what do you think?
Once you store it.
Yeah,
Seems an easy way to meet the qualifications, the rules, yeah.
Yeah.
Just like on the website, we can change, update it, that it will, everything will still be on Mad River TV, not taking away that at all. Just kind of another way to
Right.
cover
Archive.
our,
Yeah.
and to archive it.
yeah. To your question about the other boards, and maybe we should talk about that too. I mean, my feeling would be that every board should be required to post them there.
Yeah.
And if we're gonna do that, maybe we need a policy, for the town that says that
Our
this
policies
this
do
this
that.
is what we're
I
gonna
think
do.
it's a good idea to have like the planning commission meetings and the DRBs and Metaver TV can't make it. I mean, it's
Yeah.
important. I would, I'm interested in watching those,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
right?
Right, so it just would be like a one-stop shop, so,
Yeah.
everything would be there.
Could you then, put a policy?
Yeah.
Statement together that we could sign at our next meeting that essentially says this is the way that we're gonna store our meeting, videos, and the policy will be that all boards in the town will do that.
Everyone
Makes
that
sense.
requires the recording, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
Perfect.
even the conservation commission, right? When they
I
have
would think, yeah, all boards.
I have to look to see what, like, if they have rule, they might not have like a recording rule, but I mean, I don't see why not. Cause not every board is required to record,
But I think I would like to, as a select board member,
be able to
if
see
I
it.
couldn't attend, I mean, there's so many meetings, I mean, let's face it, you could
Yeah.
have one every twice a week if you wanted.
I mean, they're doing Zoom, so we
Right.
Have it already.
Should be just a straight, all the boards should have the same.
Right,
Yeah.
and then you, at end of a year or whatever, get rid of the year before or whatever,
yeah, well, we shouldn't have to with the YouTube, like,
That's great.
it'll be there.
okay.
Yeah,
So,
okay,
so yeah, all boards, we're gonna say, anybody that's,
Yeah.
yeah,
What do you
I
think,
think-
right?
I think it's
So
all
planning
boards.
commission.
I mean, why would
the
you make
Yeah,
different
yeah.
rules for different
basically,
boards?
they're all boards that are making decisions.
Yeah.
And
all right,
I like it,
makes
Perfect.
sense, sound good.
great.
And Josh, I meant to say, you're welcome to stay, but you don't have to, I mean.
I'm waiting to hear the sheriff's department.
Oh.
500.
All right, so any more discussion on the
Yeah.
YouTube channel for the town? Okay, let's move on then to discussion on the Washington County Sheriff Department requests.
So that's the email that we all got.
Okay, and then for people watching, we received a request from the town of Warren. If we want, essentially, I won't read the entire email, but essentially if we wanted to participate with them and the other valley towns in using some of a sheriff's time and share it with them so that we have uniformity throughout the valley. And so that's why we put on the agenda to
Can I just-
discuss.
I didn't realize I asked that question. I thought they
Yeah.
wanted 20 minutes of our time to talk about it. I
Yeah,
actually asked-
They wanted to have a meeting about it.
Which, right, assuming the meeting's about that,
Yeah,
I think, right?
yeah, I think the bottom line is
They would like time
Yeah.
to discuss, because I'm sure the Washington County would like.
I'm sure the biggest factor is German Flats Road.
We know, honestly.
I think they're just saying that like they pull people over and a lot of times it
Yeah.
ends up in phase two.
I don't,
it's called an
Right, yeah.
overflow.
Yes,
But they're not supposed to do that.
right.
do
We
what?
don't have it, we don't have a contract with, them.
No.
they can't pull over people in phased.
Um,
I
well,
think that's,
Washington County sheriffs can. Right, they patrol the whole county. I think probably what it comes down to is if they could traffic stop in Facein. And then start in Warren, Warren didn't get the money because it's not a big place in Warren. I'd have to ask them, but I think Washington County sheriffs can patrol anywhere, right?
I don't
I
think,
don't think so.
They just have to get paid, by these other towns to patrol more hours.
I think state police can pull over and.
Yeah, I
anywhere.
think that's correct. I'm not sure that's true.
I'm not sure about the sheriff's department.
I don't think it would, change the way I'm thinking,
Yeah,
but,
we should look into that, but, yeah. Yeah, we don't have, the town has voted not to have coverage. By the
Well,
Washington Sheriff's
and
Department.
it was a big effort.
Yeah.
I mean, it was passed at town meeting by, yeah, sounds like a good idea, and then it was like,
Yeah.
by
No.
hundreds of people, it was no.
And I think that precedent is, I think until we have something that, usurps that.
And quite frankly, we don't have a village, where it's dangerous pedestrians. We have bikers like everybody else and people walking the road, but we don't have people crossing the streets and then the sidewalks and,
Yeah, I mean, the speeding issue on Route 17 is about the only thing we've dealt with recently, right, with regard to law enforcement. Potential
Yeah, that and German flags.
and German flats, yeah. So you're right, though, the other request was, do we want to participate?
yeah, and I think
In a
if they
meeting with
ask, then
them.
we own a conversation.
Sure,
Yeah,
Right, I mean,
Sure.
that's would be there.
yeah, so,
they don't give any options of when they can
Well,
meet.
when it went to,
no, so could you check with them and maybe just email us to let us know what
Yeah.
their options are for meeting times and see if one of us is available or
Mhm.
more than one if possible. And they do mention, we're to the end of the budget thing, so if we just did decide to participate, I don't know if we'd be in time to budget it.
well.
For this
we're
year,
past
know.
it, The next, I mean,
The
it's
town
a
law.
stroke. for
Yeah,
Katie.
yeah. Okay, so we'll say yes to participation in the meeting.
Yes.
We're still not sure about the town's feeling or position on having a sheriff, but we'll see. Okay. Sign the certificate of highway mileage, which is an annual thing that's, thank you, Josh.
No problem. Have a good night. See you.
Hey, you too. Which is something that we do have to sign annually, that certifies the mileage in town of 0 class 1 roads, 6.18 miles of class 2, 28.24 miles of class 3, 5.824 miles of state highway, for a total of 40.244 miles.
What's the state highway? Did you remember?
17.
We don't maintain any of that, right?
No, but it's a state highway. These are the roads.
Oh, these just roads in Facein.
Yeah, roads in
State
Facein, yeah.
limits, okay.
Yeah. So that's, I think, what we've had
Yep, it's just.
every year, so it just requires one signature.
I think you
Build
guys
any more
all have
roads?
to sign
I'll
it.
select,
One that's funny.
yeah,
Last year, everyone signed it, so.
okay,
So,
And then I signed it.
so we will
Big Basin Road,
continue the tradition.
it goes down to the cement bridge.
Yeah, there was a big question on that. It doesn't go to the turnaround, but that's a class 4.
No, it goes past, the parking lot
Yeah,
and all the way down.
why is it no? The Big Basin people. It was a big discussion.
Okay, with that done, we'll move on to approval of catering and liquor licenses, which I think we have.
One,
So we just need to give you permission to sign
correct.
this one, right, which is for Mad River Glen Ski Vermont Tasting. And that is, date of the event is February 14th at 11. And end time is February 14th at 1500 or 3 o'clock.
Valentine's Day.
Mhm.
And that's the only one?
That's the only one.
Okay, so we give Maddie permission to sign that. All right, gets us to other business. So the first item we're adding is excess weight permits for
Which one?
2 of them, Heinsberg Sand and Gravel, Inc. And I'm just gonna sign these here. Oh, yeah, 114. I'm moving against the February already. And the second one is for Spafford and Sons. And I'll sign that one as well.
Be on your honor. Herman's right, you never know for logger.
Sorry.
Okay, well, those, the other item under other business was to discuss Lisa Loomis's email that she sent us, I think, on Friday. And she had been, I don't know if she attended the Harvard, school board meeting or saw it online, but anyway, she had noticed on one of the charts that they had put up that there was it looked like an error or concern for the town of Facein, whereas everybody else was looking for a decrease in their school contribution, and ours went up. And so Lisa's question was, why did that happen? So I guess she tried to contact some people on the school board and hadn't heard back from them yet. She contacted Doug, and Doug essentially said, that, I mean, the CLA, he doesn't have any control over. But it is what it is. So he wasn't really sure how the numbers that they showed at the Harwood meeting were impacted, what was the numbers behind the numbers? And I guess, to me, that's still the question. It looks like the CLA, so I had some further correspondence from Doug this afternoon. The CLA is what it is, and Doug said it looks like it's, accurate. We knew that we were way off based on the value of the sales compared to what the assessed values of the properties were. So he says there's something in that mix of numbers that Harwood uses that should explain where they came up with the number, but we don't know that.
Didn't I see another email where there were 2 people that were gonna try to get back to us from the Harwood? Was it the business manager and the superintendent?
It was at least the business manager, I'm not
The
sure.
doctor, whatever guys, is
Yeah,
the superintendent,
Yeah.
right? So I think we needed,
Yeah.
we need an answer or an explanation, because really, it goes from, if you look at it, we were right around 30%, right? CLA. We're 71% of the,
Yeah,
and then over here, they're basing on 54.79.
That
That
number
seems way out
that
of
number
whack.
seems wrong. I've never heard us have the CLA that low.
Yeah,
Right.
And did Doug go back and look at this? Cause we have the letters from,
Well, I
That's
think
saying
it's
our
actually
54
falls
is
in his
54.
department
yeah,
to
yeah.
explain to us, to find out the answer.
Which he, yeah,
So he says, based upon, well, I should read the whole thing, so I can certainly explain how the CLA is calculated. In essence, it's the ratio of sales price to assessed value for properties that is sold over the last 3 years. So the further above the assessed value of a property sells for, the lower our CLA goes. In other words, the CLA is 54%. It reflects that on average, properties in the 3 years prior to 2024 sold for 46% above their assessed value, or 54% of fair market value. If you refer to last year's town report, I referenced the 9% drop in CLA from 80 to 71% based on 34 sales in 2023 that averaged 52% above the assessed value. Based on the drop this year from 71 to 54, I think it's safe to say that we'll see the sales this year that are quite a bit higher. And the report I've attached will show just that if you look at the sales from 4/1/23 to 3/31/24. So he doesn't seem to think that that's out of whack.
But think about it, it's a 3-year average. So to take a 3-year average and go from 71 to 54 is a big number.
Yeah,
You right? I
this
mean,
is, this is
3
the,
years, you're dropping off 1 year and you're putting on another. But it's still a 3-year average.
yeah. So the list that he sent me, I'm passing around here, and I unfortunately we didn't have time to make copies because I just got it before I left.
Can you email that when you get a
yeah.
chance?
I think you guys are actually all on the email. You got this from Doug. too.
Okay, so,
It just was
Oh,
late.
maybe I didn't see it
Yeah, it
after.
was just
yeah, it was so late in the afternoon.
at 5
But,
o'clock.
but that lists the properties, what they were assessed at, and what they sold for. And if you look at some of the ratios there, they're way out of whack. But the bottom line still is that the CLA, and Doug does seem to feel comfortable with it, is from the state, but something is mingled in there with the school board to come up with the numbers they came up with, and that's nothing we have control over. You know, so if Lisa's chasing down the people at Harwood,
Well, that's the way the school board sees it, but it's the state that's really gonna tell us what.
You're gonna open this mail up and it's gonna tell you what the state says. Cause I already opened the one that says town clerk.
oh, is
so
that right?
That's the,
Yeah, so I don't know what happens to that number when Harwood massages it. You know, they take the CLA and something else to come up with the number they came up with. To say you're gonna get assessed this amount. But nobody really knows what that other number is. That they apply the CLA against. Maybe it's like Karnak and magnificent.
So that number doesn't come from the state?
the
C-
CLA.
CLA? So is that where the school board got it from? They just went to the state and got that number?
I'm sure, yeah.
So in fact, this is what this is
From the state,
from the state
giving us our CLA.
Department of Taxes.
Seems like the FY 25 number. Well, yeah. You know, if you look at the. Right, so even at, if this is 24 sales, which is interesting that they're being listed under 26.
Right.
We're at 54.79, right? But Waitsville's at 57, Warren's at 52,
Yeah,
Waterbury's at 50, so we're all very similar.
yeah,
The interesting one is this number here is 71 compared to 66, 61, 66. And maybe that's the number that's wrong, because then your difference between the two is what's gonna
This is the same number here, 54.79.
I don't think it's the 5479. It's the FY 25 CLA number. It'd be interesting to see what that is.
Yeah, and why Howard uses that.
So, yeah, we really just need to get support back up for those numbers and where they came
From Harvard.
They should be from this.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So Lisa's already chasing that down. I don't know if we wanna have, like, Maddie call to see if she can get some information from them as to the formula they use.
We're probably gonna have to answer that question.
Yeah, we need to find the information behind that.
Yeah. The frightening thing is, I don't remember ever hearing from them in any other year. Sharing this kind of information with us. And if Lisa hadn't picked up on this, would we even be having this discussion now?
Well, when they set the tax rate and it was 10% higher than everybody else's, I think we would.
We probably would have jumped
Gone up.
And you would think, I mean, they have open public meetings and anybody can get on and do this. So I mean, I think it's part of anything. The information's there, you just gotta look at it.
Yeah, yeah. And in that case, like you're saying, Mike, we wouldn't hear about it until we get the bill. Essentially, it's like, here's your tax rate, it's like getting the bill. So we're finding out a little bit earlier now, which is good, but. In a normal year,
Unless the faced and school board members would come say something about it.
Well, that's the other
Probably
thing.
not gonna, happen.
yeah. Yeah. I don't know. So Maddie, we can have you,
Yeah, well, we can.
and I mean, if maybe you could coordinate with Lisa, just to see who she's talked to already and who would be the best person to contact there.
Just make sure that I'm on her
Yeah.
email when she gets them back, yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
Okay,
And maybe, include our reps, our current reps.
Yeah.
Obviously,
yeah,
because, they should be wanting that stuff to us also,
Right,
not just Lisa.
right.
yeah, actually, it should have come from them. Okay,
There's no real connection between that board and select board. And there's no requirement or no reporting because they're elected officials,
who's that now?
the school board.
Yeah.
The face of school board members, because they're part of a unified district.
Yeah, yeah. And I know, Danielle is recruiting for a new member now, right? So
She's done, she's only done.
I'm guessing, yeah, I haven't talked to her, but
And
Yeah,
let's
that's
see.
why.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not running. again.
trying to get a replacement.
And I remember, the gentleman who got elected last year,
Mike Bishop,
what?
Yeah.
Bishop,
Bishop, he wasn't going to,
Right, he was reluctant.
he wasn't, right, but he just did because,
No,
yeah.
Okay, so that'll be our next step and.
Right.
I'm sure there'll be some emails going back and forth, on this thing over the next couple of weeks, but I don't think there'd be a need to put it on our next agenda unless. Something happens or doesn't happen in the course of the next week or so.
Right.
Right.
And then if we feel we need to discuss it, we can add it to the agenda. Okay, that sounds good. Any other business? I think we're good to go. So we read the mail and sign the warrant. Uh-oh.
Shuffling the cards.
Once we pull it right up like that. Okay. So you get that one right. Hey, Dar. Yeah.
I knew.
I bet you the CLA is right in that envelope.
You open that envelope.
Okay.
I got the same letter, that's all.
Oh, you did?
Did you?
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Who was that go to?
Oh, you should have never told
Yeah,
us
it-
that.
It was, yeah,
Select board?
select board and then.
Chair,
town clerk
select board
got-
chair, I
yeah,
think,
and
yeah,
town
and
clerk
town
got-
clerk. Shouldn't have told us that, though. We would have thought you were really psychic. Well, next meeting, the FCC is coming in? Okay.
Yeah. I'll probably just see Sam can come in like the first one in February, just because that last one's already gonna, we have to
Who's,
approve the budget. and
Who is?
stuff. I
Times
think
Square?
Sam
Oh.
Viking sides.
can come back.
Viking
Okay.
sides.
I'll
Yeah.
see if he can come to the
They're,
first one in February,
Yeah.
just because the
Plow body.
other one already.
Sure.
kind of-
Yeah. Yeah, try to spread it out a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah, Sarah said the final budget. Well, at least the up-to-date budget numbers for now, so she changes. Oh, yeah, yeah, that came this afternoon too.
Might know, say a house is listed for 500,000. And it sells for 1 million. Is it adjusted or is it 500,000?
Stays at 500,000, right? Yeah,
It's adjusted,
no, it's not.
stays at
Yeah,
500,000,
until the,
everybody else's taxes get adjusted. Values,
right?
based on,
What's that? I didn't-
say a house is listed for 500,000.
Sides Corporation?
And it sells for 1
They
million,
just said that, but I don't know.
are their
I think Mike
taxes
just said
adjusted?
it.
Okay,
Yeah, because when it sells, they reassess it.
you know who they
Right,
are?
it's the same, like,
I
if
mean,
you,
I would think so, but I'm just curious
Yeah.
because I.
no, so if, you know, if they sell it or do a large remodel, the listers have to go.
But a remodel, not really, they don't get in your house, you don't, unless you get a permit,
A large remodel, so if you have a permit,
like, yeah, which would only be an addition.
right,
And they can only adjust your addition.
right, just the additional square
Right.
footage.
Yeah. No, if you've done upgrades in your house over the last 25 years.
We talked about Sides Corporation?
That's Viking size,
Oh,
they do the plow bodies and all the
Okay.
hydraulics and.
okay. All right. So I guess we're all through. We have a motion to adjourn.
Second that motion.
All right. Oh, I guess I made it.
Chuck, you made the motion.
You make the motion?
Yes, I'll make the.
All
motion.
right, Mike the second. Aye, we're all in favor.
In favor.
Thank you, Eve.